What's going on YouTube? Ronin Frog 87 here, guys. And yeah, it looks like we finally got a release date for that one Monarch Structure Deck, the one with all the broken Monarch support, I guess. It's going to come out January 29th, 2016, and a lot of people freaking hate it. I mean, I guess the general consensus among the internet Yu-Gi-Oh community and the Yu-Gi tubing community is that this deck is just straight up poison, oh my god, people are I don't want to say complaining, but people are voicing their concerns about this deck, that this deck is like freaking cancerous and poisonous. And at first, I did make that video a couple weeks ago when, all those Monarch decks in the OCG started popping up. And I was like, I kind of liked it because it rekindled some nostalgic feelings. I was playing in the era where Monarchs were popular. And, I did like Monarchs. I liked Formula Monarchs, Frog Monarchs, freaking Perfect Circle, all sorts of Monarch variants I played. And Monarch decks, haven't really been relevant for at least 2-3 years now. And then when I finally saw that that they got support in the OCG from the structure deck, and that they were topping, it kind of got me excited. Like, what, Monarch decks are finally on top again? Like, cool. And then I made that video saying, hey, maybe it's a cool thing. They had Monarch, Konami finally threw them a bone. But then, guys, I kind of saw where people were coming from, because I saw the deck in action, how it just went insanely crazy pluses, and how it just locked your opponent out. And yeah, the deck looks like it's gonna be no fun whatsoever to go up against. You think going up against Necros and things like that are annoying? Just wait until you go up against this deck. Now, this deck is just eliciting so much bad reactions from the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and I can't really blame them here, because this is I've when I made that video again, guys, I was having conversations with people that this deck is just another spam deck, this deck's poison to go up against, this deck's horrible, and all these yada yada yada. And maybe I was thinking, well, let me see some replays. And I saw some replays of this deck, and yeah, it ain't none too pretty. I mean, right now the deck is dominating in the OCG along with Burning Abyss. But then again, Burning Abyss in the OCG, they have Beatrice. And, they have 3 of her, which is basically freaking running 3 freaking Lavalval chain over there. And then they have the Performer Mage and Pals. And oh yeah, another thing, Performer Mage and Pals, we're going to get that deck here in the TCG coming December, because that starter deck comes out in December. And my god, at first I speculated, remember guys, that in that one video, that I thought this structure deck wasn't going to come out until maybe summer of next year. But boy, was I freaking wrong, because I thought, we were going to get the Pendulum structure deck at the end of this year, which we are. But right after that, we're getting that Pendulum structure deck in December. And right after that in January, we're going to get the Monarch deck. Whoa, that's freaking fast. Have we ever had 2 structure decks come out, with just a month gap between them? I don't know. What are you doing, Konami? Slow it down a bit, give us time to breathe. It seems as if they're trying to phase out all the Duelist Alliance decks. It looks like they're going to try and phase out Burning Abyss and Shaddolls and freaking Satella Knights. And, I guess it's their way of saying, hey guys, stop playing those decks and start playing Perform Mage and Pals and start playing Monarchs, because, hey, we got to sell, we got to sell these like hotcakes. So, yeah, and then, so yeah, guys, that's basically what I pretty much wanted to talk about, guys. I got the freaking, right now, I'm downloading the Star Wars Battlefront beta on my Xbox One, so I gotta go and play that. But before I go play that, guys, I just, want to hear you guys' comments, your thoughts about this whole situation. Yeah, it looks like the Monarchs will once again reign supreme in Yu-Gi-Oh! Starting in January, and it looks like a lot of people are none too happy about it, but then again, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, guys, let me know, sound off down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you guys can see content just like this and much, much more. And as always, I'm Ronin Frog 87, bidding you farewell, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.